Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave, nor the land of the free and the home of the
for human space exploration. Many still remember the call of President John F. Kennedy, inspiring and uniting America in a grand mission that took our astronauts to the moon. We also remember 30 years ago, after America had been held hostage by Iran for 444 days, our national pride had been dragged through the dirt of Tehran and world ridicule. We remember gathering here on the space coast of Florida, along the banks of the Indian River, along the causeways and bridges and beaches, watching and praying as the countdown to the first shuttle came to liftoff, igniting those mighty solid rocket boosters, lifting Columbia off the pad, and once again igniting and lifting our hopes and dreams and our pride as Americans. President Obama, we say it's time for another JFK moment for America's human space exploration.
Hope is a beautiful thing, but it won't last forever. There was a great proverb that says, hope deferred makes the heart sick. And the space program, along with this great country, is all about heart. We can no longer defer hope. It's time to fulfill it. We appreciate the plans and funding of the future, but it takes a bridge to get us there. And we are that bridge. A bridge left half built doesn't get you to a destination. We bring imaginations and hopes and dreams of the future to a nation and to the world. And imagination is never lived out without engineering it. One of the greatest workforces in the history of the world has been assembled here. Let's not dismantle it. And again, we say with one voice, we are ready for the next mission, Mr. President, and we are ready now.
Now I want to recognize the hard work and commitment of the KSC workers. If you're a KSC worker, stand up, wave your flag, and say you want more space. Are you out there? Do you want more space? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Thank you for what you do. Let me tell you, then, you know, when you're sitting around the table with my family, my wife says to me, well, what are you going to say if you meet them? I said, well, I don't know yet, but give me some time. So I thought about it, and I said, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hand him the banner that's out there on that table that I hope every one of you sign before you get out here today if you haven't it, because I want him to understand how important this event is to everybody that's here in this community and how important it is to the 14,000 Facebook fans that we have on our website and how important it is to the 550,000 people in this community. But I can tell you something, it's also important in Houston, it's important in Alabama, and I can keep naming the states, because this is a national issue. And after I finish handing that banner, I'm going to ask him a couple things. I'm going to say, Mr. President, can you tell me what your vision is? Can you tell me what the goal is? Give me a destination. I need a timeline. We need human space flight. You agree? Yeah. We need human space flight. I'm going to say, hey, the primary provider of human space flight for the International Space Station, our national laboratory, we got to be first. Russia got to play second. We can't let them be priority. Do you agree? We must have continuous ability to launch American astronauts and payloads on U.S.-built heavy lift vehicles, which includes the extension of the shuttle. Yeah, we need that to fly a little longer. At least until the next vehicle is developed. You agree?
That's right. Let me just ask you this one question. You think we should keep reaching for the stars? You think we should let Russia and China or other countries get ahead of us in space exploration? Well, I gotta tell you this, and with all due respect, the administration can propose what it wants to propose, but it's gotta get through the United States Congress. And these members up here, Democrats and Republicans alike, every single one of them in Florida, is not gonna let us cut manned space exploration. Thank you. If we can find billions of dollars to bail out banks on Wall Street and billions of dollars to bail out failed car companies in Detroit, we can find some money to continue the greatest space exploration program in the world. Thank you and God bless you.
Why it is bad for America now and in the future if the President's promises are broken. And I'm referring to the promises to close the gap between Space Shuttle and Constellation and to keep America first. All wars are not fought with bullets and bombs. We are now in an economic war for our lives, as most of us know. Can you imagine a day without space? Not even counting the massive unemployment. Can you imagine no GPS, no reliable weather forecast, no cell phones, no credit card processing, no bank transactions, no military intelligence? It's not a pretty picture. Is that the kind
This space program, as you know, is important to America, and we are all here today to stand together and send a message to the President. As the Senator said, the President has made a proposal. We think it is unacceptable, and we think that there are things that need to be included. I have said from the beginning that what was proposed in the President's budget is not acceptable for the Space Coast or for the future of America's space program. So, as Robin did, I will do also. Mr. President, we need a plan for NASA that will make sure that we maintain our international leadership in space, in science, and in technology. We need a plan that will maximize the investment that we've already made in the Constellation program and in the space station so that we can have access to service and support it through shuttles, which we can continue to do, and also that we can take what is useful in the Constellation program and maximize it for future space exploration. We need a plan. We need a plan that strengthens national security by maintaining our superiority in space-based military technology, as Mr. Posey said. We need a plan, Mr. President, for space exploration that identifies a destination, a NASA-led vehicle, and a timeline, so that our workforce will be focused and ready to do what it is designated that they should do for the next phase of space exploration. We need a plan that will inspire the next generation, not moving the chairs around on the deck of the Titanic, but a real plan that will inspire generations to come to be astronauts, engineers, scientists, mathematicians. And there is no better way to inspire a generation for those economic opportunities that will be our lifeblood of the 21st century economic global economy than through space exploration and all that it inspires in each of us and has for many years.
If you look back in history, the single greatest achievement in the history of mankind was putting a man on the moon. And that was done by this community, by you, your families, and the heart and soul of this community. We all remember those immortal words, that's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Those words changed the world. We cannot allow the Chinese or the Russians or anyone else seize superiority in space exploration away from us. Exploration is what we do. We need a defined mission, Mr. President. We need to go back to the moon by 2015, and we need to go to Mars by 2020. And doing this is about far more than national pride, as you've heard. It's about whether we're going to continue to be a world economic superpower. It's about whether or not we're going to continue to be a world military superpower. This defines us as a country, and we cannot and will not allow this to change. Mr. President, don't take away these jobs, save them.
Thank you so much. I am honored to be here, and standing behind me are your representatives and senators who represent you in our state capitol. Steve Christofouli, Thad Altman, Ralph Popple, John Tobias, Rich Workman, David Mayfield, Sandy Adams are all here today with a unanimous voice. Do you want to rely on the Russians to go into space? No! Do you want to lose the space industry to other states and other nations? No! And do you want the president to change his mind? Yeah! Again?
All of our elected representatives who are saying that we need to move forward with commercial spaceflight capability, but not at the expense of NASA. We need to keep our space shuttles flying. We need to keep our space shuttles flying. We need to keep Project Constellation on track until we develop a new vehicle to take us into deep space by NASA and develop the capability to serve low Earth orbit by the commercial spaceflight companies. To prematurely shut down the space program and prematurely cancel Constellation would cause us to relinquish our lead in space. And if we relinquish our lead in space, we relinquish our lead in everything else that we do in this country. And if we relinquish our lead in everything that we do in this country, if we give up our leadership in science, technology, and engineering in this country, we give up our leadership in the world. And ladies and gentlemen, make no mistake about it, we live in a world where leadership is very important.
Dear legislators, my name is Kevin Olin, and I'm a 6th grader at Enterprise Elementary School. Both my parents work at Space Center. I believe that my dream is to one day sit on the moon and look down at Earth and gaze upon the stars. I believe that me and many others deserve a chance at this dream. So really, my dream and my parents' jobs are in your hands. So please keep your promise and keep mine and many others' dreams alive. I was at the space rally that recently happened, and that proves even more how much I care. Don't you remember when you were a kid sitting on your grandfather's shoulders, telling him your dreams, just as I tell my father mine? Please keep mine and many others' dreams alive, and keep your promise.
Mr. President, fly the shuttle until we have a viable alternative. Fly the shuttle until new technology can be developed. Fly the shuttle so that we don't depend on the Russians to fly our American astronauts into space. Mr. President, we, the American space workers, are the best at what we do. We are up to the challenge. Keep us flying. Thank you very much.